quick little 3-4 days in Cali. You come back, and Leon Draisaitl signs an 8-year extension. Liam, your first thoughts when you saw the news and the cap hit?
First thoughts, why do the Oilers only do things at 8 o'clock in the morning? Second thought, thank goodness this happened before the season started. So, yeah, that was kind of my first couple of thoughts on the whole thing. I mean, how can you not be happy? I didn't quite frankly care what the number was going to be. I was just happy to see that Draisaitl was sticking around. And then obviously on the drive in, you start thinking about what kind of has to happen now with McDavid, Bouchard, like you said, like who's kind of the sacrifices from this team once those contracts have to come through. But at the end of the day, the Oilers have one more season with Draisaitl at $8 million to go and try and win the Stanley Cup. And clearly he wants to try and win the Stanley Cup here by signing an 8-year deal and becoming the highest paid player in the world.
Highest paid player in the NHL. I agree with you 100% that you do not care what the money is. Like, you just had to get this guy signed and keep him in your organization for the rest of his career, rest of his prime, however you want to phrase that. I think it is interesting to talk about, when all the deals have to kick in, like what do things look like? Because another thing here is like, okay, again, this deal does not kick in until next season, where I think the salary cap, like, again, if the salary cap were to stay the same heading into next year, whatever that is, $88 million, right? The Oilers would still, even I believe with this deal, because Puckpedia's got it factored in now, the Oilers would still have $10.6 million in cap space. Okay, that's enough to sign Bouchard and do nothing else. But the cap's going up, man. And the cap's going up. My guess would be somewhere between $4 and $6 million per year, probably until the end of time. God willing, no more pandemics. But what's the one we're tracking right now? Is there not another one? Which one?
Mpox, formerly known as monkeypox.
Okay, if that gets bad, then this Draisaitl deal could age poorly. All jokes aside, the cap's going to go up. I think $4 to $6 million per year for the entire duration of this contract. So next year, they're probably going to have somewhere between $15 and $16 million. And then the year after, when the Connor McDavid deal's got to come down, they're probably going to have another $5-6 million to tap on top. So like, it's tight. Every championship team is managing a tight cap situation, but I also think there are some ways for the Oilers to create some flexibility going into next season as well. Like I said, $10.16 million. And another thing, this is, I think, important as well, is the fact that they've locked up term with a lot of these guys. That's $10.6 million in cap space with McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, Kane, Nuge, Arvidsson, Henrique, Janmark, Podkolzin. Okay, 9. You could probably count Savoy on his ELC taking up, call it $1 million of that. So that's 10 forwards already signed and 10 of your very good forwards already signed in that range or with that number. So 10 forwards. You also have Nurse, Ekholm, Kulak, Brown, Stetcher. Emberson's a Group 6 UFA, so you could probably keep him around too. Again, you have a bunch of defensemen. Oh, and both your goalies are signed for $3.6 million. So when we sit here and go like, oh, God, are you nervous about what to do once Bouchard comes in? Because I think Bouchard's double digits too, man. I think Bouchard's probably going to be $8 by $10 million. And I'm signing that deal every day of the week. You're going to be tight for money that leaves you whatever it is, like $600,000. You're over the cap if you call up Savoy, and you'd still need to sign at that point, 2-3 forwards. But you can make it work. I think Evander Kane is a contract you could probably find a way to get out of. I think Brett Kulak is a piece you probably find a way to get out of into that last season as well. There's a bunch of ways to free up money is my point. And your roster is pretty well locked in. So I'm not worried about Draisaitl at 14, and I won't be worried about Bouchard at 10 because, again, cap keeps going up. Sorry, that was 10. Yeah, you can sign Bouchard and then just use the cap increase to go sign the rest of the fringe forwards you need to sign. Like, their cap situation is not as bad as people want to make it out to be.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.